My multi-part look at the Jaws series concludes 1987's Jaws Revenge. This film is infamous for many reasons, least of all for killing the franchise and the serious shark movie subgenre as a whole. Get into why with the course of this review, so let's open this up. As you'll get one last roll of the point of view shark credits, the director this time is Joseph Sargent, who mostly did TV work before and after this film, and it's not hard to see why. Screenwriter Michael de Guzman also has this as lone theatrical credit in a slew of TV movies, also not hard to see why. Let's get this started and get this over with. Michael Small's an okay job of music arrangement too. Even if it's not quite the original, it's at least passable as a garage cover band. This one follows Ellen Brody, played again by Lorraine Geary, strangers to life in Amity Island after her Martin Brody died off screen due to heart failure. So, basically, Roy Scheider said no to the script and they McLeaned his character. That's an actual industry term, by the way. As not, this movie was made in just 9 months overall, with previous ones taking a minimum of 2 years of production. Already not a good sign. Anyway, Martman is survived by his son Sean, played by Michael L. Anderson, and Michael, played by Lance Guest, but probably most known for playing Alex in The Last Starfighter, a much better movie, I digress. Michael has now married his wife Carla, played by Karen Young, and has a young daughter named Thea, played by late Judith Barcy. Knowing what happened to her, this review is going to be a tough one in many ways. Sean is killed by a shark, no build-up, just about in the chum in the opening scenes. So, when Sean's laid to rest, Ellen decides to go back to with the Bahamas with Mike, where Bruce is following them for Martha's Vineyard. So, basically, the revenge in this title can be summed up by the HBO synopsis, and I quote, "A huge white shark harasses a New England widow and her marine biologist son in the Bahamas." Moreover, novelization and suggests this was because of a voodoo curse placed in Brody family, which raised numerous questions about the curse and countless others the story even attempts to answer. Also gained popularity in the reviews of Chuck SFW Sonnenberg, as he stated, "That's what a voodoo shark is. When your story depends on something so moronic, there's no way of explaining why that was doing something that's equally stupid." The cinematography of John McPherson is also at least fine, apart from a handful of film performances. This one, Clint Simmons, more Joe Battery's not included. He mostly did TV camera work for his filmography. Also, this film's Hoagie Newcomb, by Michael Caine. Yes, really. I couldn't accept his Best Supporting Actor Oscar he won for Hannah Sisters in person because of filming this Drek. Other surprising supporting players are actor-director Melvin Van Peebles as Mr. Witherspoon and his son Mario Van Peebles as Jake, who's so stereotypically Jamaican, and he's like a precursor to Hermes Carmen from Futurama. Between this dive and Ellen's nightmare about Bruce, everything is kind of choppy, especially cut to Christmas morning. I don't think anyone cares enough about this film to include debates about Christmas movies, but I will note that again, editor Michael Brown went to a handful of films before, and since one was his credits being TV editing. I'm mentioning that a lot, it won't be the last time either. We get another glimpse of the shark at 27 minutes in, and boy is it laughable. No wonder Wonderfly poked fun at 2 years later in 2013 Hill Valley. Also note the shots of product placement here on the beach. You know your movie is cheap when Coke and Pepsi won't even pay you to be in it. Barely a third of the way through this thing. Even as the shark spooks Jake and Martin, it's clear this prop has reached its limits. I know it was 1987, but this movie came out the same summer as Predator. This film for less money has practical effects to hold up today. I made clear how much I miss Stan Winston. There's also another fatal flaw with this movie. Even as Ellie and Hoagie try dating, I don't really care about anyone or anything going on. Basically, this movie is an example of what could have happened if Spielberg had never taken the care to make the characters ground and believable. He personally found one's original novel so unlikable he wanted the shark to kill them all. Just as well, he had long moved on to bigger and better things, and eventually became an ocean conservationist. I know I mentioned this editing before, but the transition from a party in a casino to Jake building EMP in the next day is incredibly rough. Thanks to one Eric Brown did on Seagal's about the law look like the last emperor. Back on the water, even the chum in this movie looks like plastic dipped in ketchup. Wonder if some of the hunts I saw near the beginning. Still, the shark draws even phonier. Jake jabs his dart in its neck. We cut back to the beach as Jake goes to get the EMP. I can't wait for them to make a terrible Nintendo game out of this. Just over halfway through this movie, so let's finish it. Jake's joke calling the shark an overgrown goldfish doesn't even make sense, especially given how Mike is a marine biologist. Also, the boat is called Neptune's Folly, but any alternate title for this movie, to be frank. Michael also has another nightmare about the shark, but Flash Spice Fest might as well have been Tyler Durden's do-it-yourself adult film slice. Nobody knows they saw it, but they all did. If it's 6 minutes in, this might make an alright dark comedy that reworked it. Mike nearly escapes the shark, and despite his best efforts, this underwater chase just doesn't work. Top of the scars on the shark disappearing between shots, the stage is so cartoony, I'm surprised Mike just run into Sharpedo or Dory go near the way. Just past 1 hour mark, folks. Now, in what's one of the silliest scenes in the movie, and that's saying a lot, a shark attack happens while people are riding a banana boat doing Earth installation. Though Thea is okay and decides to take the Neptune's Folly to go to Bruce herself. Maybe she wants her own revenge, but there's only 19 minutes left, so it makes as much sense as anything else in this movie. Mike and Jake team up with Hoagie to find Alan the shark. I don't know whether the Chroma Key or the Not a Voodoo Curse is sillier. This is more at home in a Soft Originals TV movie than anything you see in theaters. Speaking of which, 11 plays to face the shark with over 15 minutes left. On top of filming a lot of its own stock footage, it also includes flashbacks to the original film with sepia tones. Did Godfrey Hill edit parts of this? Mike and Jake finish the EMP device, and I can't help but laugh at the way Kane says, "Oh shit, the shark jumps Hoagie." On that note, even with the last movie in mind, this movie has the most absurd finale of the franchise, and that's saying something. The shark is fed the EMP device, but he eats Jake along with it. Don't know whether Mike's yell or shark somehow roaring is more comical. As Mike starts using the EMP emitter, we get more flashbacks of the first film that Alan somehow remembers despite not being an orca during the finale then. Now get another infamous scene that had to be reshot for the international home releases. Here's the ending. In the original cut of the movie, the shark bleeds to death after being gored by the ship's prow and Jake dies. The version I'm basing this review on, the shark explodes and its remains sink in the sea, sparing Jake. Well, someone has to direct New Jack City in 4 years. It then closed and the Brodies finally being at peace as Hoagie takes Ellen home. This has probably been a dumber movie than the last time, but I had a lot of fun talking about it. This movie is not only the worst in the franchise, it's earned a place as one of the worst horror films ever made, and all-around worst films ever. A rare 0% Rotten Tomatoes rating, a 15 score on Metacritic, marking overwhelming dislike, a 3.1 out of 10 IMDb rating, making it 29th on their bottom 100 list. Fitting punishment in between The Human Centipede 3 and Hobgoblins. I'm not doing the former, and MSWK hilariously covered the latter already. It's also the lowest grossing film in the series, making just $20 million domestically and $51 million worldwide. Its $23 million budget. Was made just under the re-release of Snow White and Seven Dwarfs' opening weekend. It's been out of theaters after its third weekend. Many comedy films are going to become classics, including Virtual RoboCop, The Lost Boys, and Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Ironic, a series that if final blockbuster would know it also killed a franchise series Sark movie subgenre as a whole. Every modern attempt like The Shallow's voice meters down, we have numerous ones that are more tongue-in-cheek and openly came such as The Meg, Higgs, Sharknado series, and way too many sci-fi TV movies that I care to list right now. This is how it ends for the series. Not with a bang, but a whimper with ludicrous plot, terrible performances, and B-movie caliber special effects. This always had the Voodoo Shark. Brian rating is 0 stars out of 4. This is the only one I'll be doing this month. I'll give you my first review, another one I haven't seen yet before next time. Later.